Hi everybody, it's Grace. I've been gone for several weeks traveling and I could not make a video. I was out of the country and there was no way, for my computer crashed and there was no way to actually create a video that I could easily access online. So I've been gone for a while, but it's nice to be back. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to be back. Isn't that funny that when you leave, even if it's a planned adventure into some unknown world and exploring, being gone, being away from home, traveling, on the move, how good it feels to return and come back to home, which is what I really wanted to talk about today when it comes to eating peace. Because what I used to always feel when it came to food and eating, like home was missing. I did not feel comfortable when food was present. I didn't feel comfortable when I started to feel hungry. I didn't feel comfortable when I began to feel full. Nothing was comfortable. It was like there was just this huge block when it came to food and eating, and I felt like on the other side of the wall was an incredible amount of darkness and pain. I just wanted to stay away from it. There was such an intense drive for eating, for compulsively eating, I just felt so addicted around food. And when the behavior came really intensely, whether I was with a large group and there was food everywhere and then something clicked inside and I was entering this binge that no one else knew about, right? It was like this, I'm sitting here overeating and you all don't know, and I've got this removed place from the outside world on the inside of me. Whether it was like that or whether it was alone in my house and then this entrance into compulsively eating and eating and eating, which can happen at night a lot for people. For me, it could happen any time of day, but that experience of the day is over, you're done with work, you're done with your schooling activities, whatever it is you do in life, and then you come back and you have this free, empty space. Those times would have this sort of looming darkness on the outside somewhere. That's what it would feel like, this looming dread. And then entering food, beginning to eat food for comfort somehow, and then that itself would turn into this dread. So there was no place that was home. There was no place that was home. It was like unfindable. Very, very difficult. Now, what I wanted to speak to was that even if it feels like for you there is no place like home, it's just not around, there is. It's just hidden. That's the way it was for me. Very, very hidden. But if you really hold still, really think about it, or if you even just could answer a question more like with your own mind, just with thought, are you sure it's missing? Are you completely positive that it's 100% gone? Most people would answer no. There's probably some sense of whatever it feels like to be settled, comfortable in your own skin, waiting, calm, taking a deep breath, some place like that that is home. I sort of have my hands, on my torso or on my heart. It's like that. There's something that is peaceful, even if it's undefinable. So here's a way to access that, especially when it comes to food and eating, but really it's any addiction at all. Any movement out of home and into a struggle to panic or feel angry or irritated or get back to some sort of solid ground that feels like home. Whenever you're in that, if you can remember, even after, if you've just already engaged in eating and you're done, and you want to come back to this home place and, sink into it, feel settled. If you imagine that this place is not surrounded by darkness, but instead surrounded by light, by some kind of really beautiful, calm, exquisite light. If you just let that image come into you, that you're finding a beacon of light and it's all around you, bright and beautiful. And there's even a strong sense of it that starts right in the middle or matches right in the middle of your torso, right in your heart. And there's light everywhere. That is really different to what the mind does, that goes automatically to sort of a darkness or doom or stress and anxiety. The mind can equally go to this place too and see this as a picture and as a vision. So just imagine yourself surrounded by an infinite light, something glowing and warm and beautiful. I'll share with you one of my favorite spiritual teachers and meditation teachers, Michael Singer. Here's a quote. He talks some about finding this light or using the mind to imagine light, a sense of light, and how positive that can feel for human psyche, rather than darkness, which seems a little creepy. We don't really know if it is so creepy, but it just does. It seems like that's what happens. So here he says, when you approach the barrier areas of your thoughts and emotions, it feels like going into an abyss. You don't want to go near that place, but you can go there. If you want to get out, you will go there. Eventually, you will realize the darkness is not what's really there. What is really there are the walls that are blocking the infinite light. What is really there are the walls that are blocking the infinite light, and when you're looking for light, that is a crucial distinction. If you see a wall and it is protecting you from unending darkness, you will not want to go there. But if you see a wall that is blocking the light, you will want to go there in order to remove the wall. It is often said that you must go through the darkest night in order to get to the infinite light. This is because what we call darkness is really the blockage of light. You must go past these walls. All you have to do that, it might sound more dramatic and big and huge and like a giant change from the way you've usually normally seen things. But if you just rest and imagine that this wall around you, the thing that is around you that feels frightened, that is driving you towards wanting to eat when you're not hungry, towards imagining and obsessing and thinking about food or any other addiction, something that's compulsively pulling you in this direction that is against the darkness. If you just imagine that that feeling itself is a wall and it's blocking a really magnificent light, just stop and wait a moment. I've said it before, count to 60 seconds, and sometimes people write and say, are you kidding me? That's not going to work. 60 seconds is a long time. You will be amazed. Just wait. See that picture, that this feeling is somehow blocking out light, and wait a moment. See what happens. Let me know how it goes.